لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله نحمده ونؤمن به ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره ونتوكل عليه ونثني عليه أحسن الثناء ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وآله اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد صلاة تامة نامية زاكية ترفع بها درجتهم وتبين بها فضلهم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. My dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Discussion concerning Islam and human rights was no doubt one of most important discussions in the world today. Those who believe in a God, those who don't believe in a God, both talked of human rights. I want to open this idea that Islam versus the West, this division is unjust. Samuel Huntington says there is a clash between Islam and the West. Many of our children grew up hearing Islam versus the West. This is a somewhat problematic area because our child grew up here. They think Islam is the religion that offers no right. Islam, the religion, does not call for justice. They hear Islam as a religion does not look for equality. West is an area which looks after justice, which looks after equality. I do not deny that there are segments of Islam that may clash with Western worldview, and what there are certain Muslims who have given the worst image. Likewise, the Western world, there are certain Western. They believe Islam is against human. But I want to mention dividing world between civilized and uncivilized is an unfair division and has to be clearly shown in the epistemology of this discussion. When you divide human, that is an arrogant approach to mankind. I don't look at you as uncivilized and look at myself as civilized. All of us came from the same clay, but body of all of us will return to clay. Therefore, when I want to put a framework of human right, I am trying to bring humanity as a whole together. A child who's born in the South Africa, who has the same hope as the child on London. Both of them are children. Both of them cannot be divided. You are civilized and I'm uncivilized. No, both of them have the same aspirations, seek the same goal. Let's go into the discussion of Islam's position on human rights, and I'd like to do this in the following stage. Number one, what is the ultimate goal of human rights in Islamic discussion and in Islamic thought? We may consider is what's your definition of human right? What do you mean by human? Our definition of human can be looked at a different way. One of the ways which human is defined as which human is defined is that we are just result of as a set of chemical reactions. That's all. Set of proteins and amino acids came together, and we are created after a period of an evolutionary process. We are animals in a jungle. That's one definition of human. When you ask somebody what's the human, they say to you, my conception of human is that we are all animals. There are no relation to something secret. Our intellect differentiates us from the world of the animals. They say human beings are a social animal. If you look back at the discussion of Hitler and the Holocaust, he will say, I am in a jungle and the world is the survival of the fittest. If the world is the survivors, which is what stops me from destroying our house. We are animals. He will say this, but they say insan as like monkey and penguins. But in this definition, insan came near to monkey. Human means animal and part of the world of animals. There is no God. This moral is acquired and learned from same actions. That's one opinion. The second opinion was the Islamic conception of human. In this conception, human being is a divine response. Human being is a divine representative of God on earth. In Islam is that I am a divine rape of God on earth. My Lord called me here Khalifa on the earth. When he called me his Khalifa in earth, I am responsible. Adam was called the Khalifatullah. Inni ja'ilun fil arzi Khalifa. I am therefore vested with a responsibility to look after the earth. I am the Khalifa and should not even trample on the right of an ant. When I walked on it, when Sulaiman walked, he saw the ants. He saw ants in front of him. When he saw those ants, he wouldn't trample on them. Why? Because even their ant is a part of Allah on the earth, and I am a holy person, for I am Khalifatullah. So look at this difference between Islam's conception of human and the atheist conception. It was number one. Number one, insan is Khalifatullah on the earth. Number two, there is a verse in Quran Kareem says, وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ. We have honored the children of Adam with intellects, with aql. Aql is hujjat. Hujjat is a proof from Allah to Allah. That's why human becomes higher than even the angel. Why? The angel have intellects but has not emotion. The animal have emotion and no intellect. The human has both. Human has intellect and emotion. Therefore, when the human is able to use that aql, Allah said, وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ. Bani Adam is not an animal who's a set of who's not just set of chemical reactions. Bani Adam is honorable creation of Allah. Number 3, Allah Ta'ala says, وَنَفَخْتُ فِيهِ مِنْ رُوحِي, I breathed my ruh into that creation. Imagine yourself, the dignity you have, that the Spirit of Allah Ta'ala, parts of you, the Spirit of God. That's why humans are important. You have ruh, which maintains a relationship between Allah and the heavens. I have a relationship with Malakut. We all have relationship with Malakut, with Allah Ta'ala. The Sha'ir says in Persian, in Farsi, مرغ باغ ملکوتم نیم از عالم خاک چند روزی قفسی ساخته‌ام از بدنم. Allah Ta'ala talks of Fitrat Allah, which is Fitrat Allah. Fitrat Allah, that God created me with. Fitrat is that pyramidical nature, not a chemical reaction. Fitratullah is a pyramidical nature which is able to differentiate between right and the wrong. Between the right and wrong. Which the world talk of human rights, there is no mention of soul. Salawati marhamat farmayid. Imam Ali alayhi salatu wassalam says, Man arafa nafsahu faqad arafa rabbah. The one who knows their nafs knows their Lord. When I am seeking to establish human rights, I have to make sure that I recognize that I have a nafs which Allah gifted me. With that nafs, I can build the greatest society. I cannot put a universal declaration of human rights without self-understanding. There are a lot of power inside of us, guide us in a wrong way. The power of anger, the power of imagination, the power of desire, قوة عقلية, شهوية, وهمية. The power of desire. Allah Ta'ala says in Quran Kareem, أَرَأَيْتَ مَنِ اتَّخَذَ إِلَهُ هَوَاهُ. Have you seen the one who made this desire as God? Some people are, their desires become their identity. Their anger destroy countries. But Islam says, no, you as a human, you have a nafs. The more you control your nafs, the more closer you will get to building a good society. I can go around building a human rights declarations after I understand myself. Man arafa nafsahu faqad arafa rabbah. All of us have a link to the secret. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الذي لا يبلغ مدحته القائلون ولا يحسن أعماؤه العادون ولا يؤدي حقه المجتهدون. فطر الخلائق بقدرته ونشر الرياح برحمته ووقد بالصخور ميدان أرضه ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم صل على محمد عبدك ورسولك وخيرتك من خلقك وحافظ سرك ومبلغ رسالاتك اللهم صل على أمير المؤمنين ووسي رسول رب العالمين اللهم صل على فاطمة الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين وصل على الحسن والحسين سيدي شباب أهل الجنة اللهم وصل على أئمة المسلمين علي بن الحسين سيد الساجدين زين العابدين ومحمد بن علي وجعفر بن محمد وموسى بن جعفر وعلي بن موسى ومحمد بن علي وعلي بن محمد والحسن بن علي والخلف الصالح القائم المنتظر المهدي حججك على عبادك وخلفائك في أرضك أعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا عباد الله أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله واتباع أمره ونهيه فإنه أمان من النار ومفتاح للجنة. In second khutbah, I also continue talking about human rights from perspective of Islam and Ahlul Bayt. I want to mention two books of Imam it's belong to Ahlul Bayt. One of them, Nahjul Balagha. You know Nahjul Balagha is Nudib, that's the first book is Nahjul Balagha. The sermon of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam is a whole framework for human right. There is, maybe you heard, there is a non-Muslims write books about Huquq Bashar and Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, human rights and Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. The name of this book is Imam Ali, Voice of Human Justice. George Jurdaq is the name of writer. George Jurdaq, a Christian, Lebanese, not Muslims, wrote a book about Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wassalam. Nahjul Balagha, which establish human rights, tell us all people are out of two types. There are either your brothers in faith or your equal in humanity. Simple. الناس إما أخ لك في الدين أو نذير لك في الخلق. Ali alayhi salatu wassalam wrote to Malik Ashtar, O Malik, be equal with all humankind. If they are Muslim, they are your brother of Hud, it's your brother in religion. But if they are not Muslim, they are, for example, Jewish or Christian or other religions, they are your equal in humanity. Simple. People are of two types. Either your brothers in faith, if you are a Muslim, if they are Christian, Jew, Hindu, and Sikh, all of them equals in humanity. The right of, don't trample on the right of the non-Muslims. I want to share a true story that happened. One day, Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam lost his shield. After several days, Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam saw his shield in the hand of a person. That person was not Muslims. Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam talked with him and says, this is my shield, and I sees it is my shield. And the man answered, no, it's mine. He was a Christian man. He says, I will take you to court, doesn't know who he doesn't know who he is. Christian living in the Muslim Christian was living in the Muslim states, but the man took the Khalifa to the court. Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam was as a Khalifa. Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam has taken to court, and when he taken to court, does he says, why you take me to court? I am Khalifa, I am a leader, I am your king, and I am Imam. No, Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam said, let's go to the court. Judge looked at both of them, and when judge saw Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, he said, Ya Abul Hassan, and called Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam with his title, and also called the name of man by his name. Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam said to the judge, please call me by my name, because your position asked to be equal and look on both of us in equal way. So called me simple Ali ibn Abi Talib. And after that, the judge asked about the problem. Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam said, this shield belongs to me. I lost it, for example, 2 months ago, and I saw here in hand of this person. I don't know from whom he bought this shield. And man answered, no, it's my shield. I bought it. And judge asked Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, do you have any witness? Imam said, right, no, I have not any witness. Judge said, Ya Abul Hassan, you cannot take the shield. Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam left the court, and also the Christian man also left the court. But Christian man was surprised, because he asked, this man was Imam Ali, he was Khalifatul Muslimin, and I took the Khalifatul Muslimin in the court, and he came with me, and it was very interesting, and he didn't use her power against me. Salawat marhamat farmaid. And the man the Christian man when saw these actions, he said, he is not a simple person. I believe Ali alayhi salatu wasalam is in right, and Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam want to show and want to highlight basic human right. All of us are human. All of us came from the same clay. Secondly, someone who's not a Muslim, don't hurt them. Don't be patronizing them. And even if the person wants to leave Islam, there is no compulsion. As the Quran says, a beautiful قُلِ الْحَقُّ مِنْ رَبِّكَ. Ayatul Quran, قُلِ الْحَقُّ مِنْ رَبِّكَ. Say that the truth is with your Lord, as from your Lord. فَمَنْ شَاءَ فَلْيُؤْمِنْ وَمَنْ شَاءَ فَلْيَكْفُرْ وَمَنْ شَاءَ فَلْيَكْفُرْ. Whoever wants to believe can believe, and whoever wants to disbelieve, let them disbelieve. Basic right. You can come and you can question of religion, and also you can ask from hadith, but there is not force. Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam write to Malik, be equal with human being, and be with all of. And that Christian person said to him, that's my shield. Imam alayhi salatu wasalam could easily turn around and said, give me the gaiter. Imam could have terrorized him. Imam was the leader, can put him under the house arrest and jail, but Imam did anything and said, let's go. Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam says, Malik an-nas imma akhun laka fi din aw nazirun laka fil khalq. It was in humanity and perspective of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wassalam. I want to mention something from Imam Zain al-Abidin alayhi salatu wassalam. Imam Zain al-Abidin alayhi salatu wassalam has a book, has a simple risala. Name of a risala is Risalatul Huquq. It's wonderful work. Imam Zain al-Abidin explained very cool a lot of rights. Number one, the right of God. The right of God on you. If you don't have God and accountability and a conscience, you are gonna trample over countries and destroy them. Imam Zain al-Abidin alayhi salatu wassalam says the first right is universal framework of rights is God right, and you secondly you also nafs, you have nafs also. And Imam Zain al-Abidin alayhi salatu wasalam also talk from right of eyes, right of stomach, right of different part of body. And also Imam Zain al-Abidin alayhi salatu wasalam talk about the right of parents. Says Imam Zain al-Abidin alayhi salatu wasalam says, do not say just we know everything, have rights. Your parents have a right on you. Universal Declaration of Human Rights doesn't tell you the right of your parents. Nobody described the right of the fathers like Imam Sajjad, Imam Zain al-Abidin. Nobody ever talked of the father rights and mother. Even the perspective of Imam Zain al-Abidin, Muazzin has right on you because he who calls you for azan has a right over you because of invited you to azan and masjid. Finally, there is a lot of person that has right on you. Finally, the right of non-Muslims. Imam Zain al-Abidin alayhi salatu wassalam explained all of them in his Risalatul Huquq. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم الله لعلكم تذكرون. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر. صدق الله العلي العظيم. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم واغفر لنا وارحمنا إنك أنت الغفور الرحيم بحق محمد وآله الطاهرين.